Hi, this is John with the Enphase training team. In this video, we're going to talk about the IQ Combiner 6C and the load control breaker slot. A couple items to remember. The maximum current on the load control is going to be 64 amps if continuous or a max of an 80 amp breaker. It does have a hold down kit. Some common items that you could wire into here out of your main service panel are going to be heavier loads, kind of like your HVAC equipment or pumps are good examples. You can also put legacy Enphase PV in there, that's your M and S series, also third-party PV in there as well. Current state, it'll operate with that third-party and legacy PV. When the grid's up, it'll operate like normal. And then when the grid goes down, it'll actually charge your Enphase batteries as well. That is with a recent software upgrade. That includes with that third-party PV as well. So now I'm going to show you how to actually wire up that load control breaker slot. Some tools you're going to need is going to be your breaker for the load, obviously. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, a square tip screwdriver, and then you're going to need your torque screwdriver or torque wrench. You want to make sure all the lugs where the wires are being landed are torqued correctly. So first thing we want to do is remove the hold down kit on the load control breaker slot. We have two screws here that are Phillips. They come out just like that. You can go ahead and take your breaker and go ahead and install that. We have a 40 amp here, so we're relocating over HVAC equipment. I'm going to go ahead and take my hold down kit and I'm going to reinstall that. Alrighty. Now I've already ran my conductors for this load just to save a little time. So I ran my line 1, my line 2, my ground, and my neutral. We also have a phase label here on the right. So when you're landing your wires into the breaker, you know exactly what should be line 1 and line 2. It's really important to keep phasing consistent. So I'm going to go ahead and start at the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and land my ground wire first. Good electrical practice. Then I'm going to take my neutral wire. I'm going to land that. Then I'm going to take my line 1 of my load. I'm going to go ahead and bring that in. For that, I will use my square tip. Then I'm going to take my line 2, and I'm going to go ahead and land that into the breaker. That's how we wire up the load control breaker. Now, last thing I'm going to do is go around and use the torque screwdriver and torque both line 1, line 2, as well as my ground and neutral down there at the bottom. Now, I'm not going to do it on this video. I'm going to save a little bit of time, but you're going to want to make sure that you do torque them to the specs of the breaker, as well as the ground and neutral bar, which you'll find on the sticker of the actual combiner. So that is the proper way to wire up the load control breaker slot. Now, you may be wondering what happens if I utilize this, let's say with legacy PV or third-party PV, but I actually want an additional way to shed, say, more HVAC equipment or a pump. When this is utilized, you actually have a second option. That's going to be on the left-hand side of the IQ gateway down here. This is going to have your dry contacts. There's going to be an NC and NO, so normally closed, normally open. You can use your load control of your choice. and go ahead and wire that in to the load that you'd want to shed. And during the commissioning process on the Enphase installer app, you can actually define how you want that to operate depending when the grid's up, depending when the grid's down, as well as if you have batteries attached to it, state of charge of the batteries. So I hope you found this video helpful, and we'll see you next time.